Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Library of Ruina. Alright, let's see how we can do here using HOD. I guess the question is there any other useful things I want to mess around with? Don't think so. Yeah, I think I'll stick with what I have right now. I'll probably have to switch it up. Alright, today's shy look. Yep, that's what I thought it was. Can't read the text down here. Kid still hides behind, and I forgot to read the text there. Why don't you put a big smile on your face like mine? Expression. Dice gain different amounts of power depending on the current face. So right now it's neutral. Today's expression, 2 to 16. Oh my god. I don't know which one's better. So yeah, I have 2 dice, and this will actually target specific dice. So that one's 2 to 16. So what I want to do with that is get paralysis up on you. Like so. Okay. So now he has 2 paralysis on him, so he's gonna get minus 3 on his next roll. Today's expression. So that's all he's doing. He's just, it's based whatever he gets on this. He did, I think he rolled a 6 or a 4 or whatever when he got the smiley face. So, but I don't know which is better. Alright, and then I'm actually running out of cards, which is kind of funny. Okay, so sad faces are higher rolls. Alright, still paralyzed. Do I look a bit better now? I hope I do. Yeah, so same thing. Alright, we'll guard. And then I'll use the gather intel. Oh, I didn't look at the right die. That's okay. Alright, well I only have enough for 1 card. And I don't have enough to actually use it, so I can't do anything this round. God, this is so freaky. There you go. So yeah, we want happy faces. So I'm looking at this background and that's what I'm clicking. Alright, so I have enough to actually do stuff now. Unfortunately, his paralysis is gone off now. So we're going to use gather intel on this one. And then I'll overpower with the follow-up. As long as I don't get killed, I should be okay. There we go. I managed to handle it alone, thankfully. Okay. Today's expression. One sunny day, just like that day, they sincerely dried the laundry. They dried their own skin. Single ally. The face constantly shifts. Dice gain different amounts of power depending on the current face. Minimum -2, maximum +2. Anger is fierce. Social distancing. If one tries to look at the face behind the skin, the result will not be pretty. The space behind their skin is the only personal space they have left. Leaving it uninvaded is the last bit of generosity the city can offer. Single ally, block dice gain 1 to 2 power, deal 2 to 7 additional stagger damage on a deflect. Shyness. The inability to show one's face is perhaps a form of shyness. When throbbing emotions surge up from time to time, it's best to simply cover the face. When using a page, all block dice on that page gain power equal to the number of defensive dice on the page. Okay, so so this is...
자, 이번에도 책 대령이요.
So yeah, it seems to favor a lot of defensive cards, so I'm probably gonna have to change her up to actually use defensive cards.
고마워요, 롤랑 씨.
롤랑 씨는 무슨 편하게 말 놓고 롤랑이라고 불러.
그럴까? 롤랑?
훨씬 좋네.
역시 말을 바로 편하게 하기는 어색하네.
적응하기 마련이지. 그나저나 책 분류는 잘 되어가? 도시에 제대로 된 문학이라고 불릴 게 있나 싶은데.
저마다의 삶이 문학인 것 같아. 각자 자신만의 삶이 책처럼 쓰여져 가는 거야. 그리고 그 속에는 희극과 비극이 제각기 얽혀 있어. 마냥 나쁜 사람만 있는 것도 아니고, 마냥 선한 사람만 있는 것도 아니야.
다 개인적인 사정이란 게 있으니까.
그래서 고민이야. 누군가를 무턱대고 미워할 수 있을까 하고. 우리는 책을 위해서 사이좋게 지내던 가로등 사무소의 해결사들을 죽여버렸어. 아무리 그들이 선택해서 이곳에 왔다 하지만 우리에겐 반드시 이뤄야 하는 목적이 있고. 자기 변명만 늘어놓게 되는 것 같네.
호드. 근데 또 그 개인적인 사정이란 거 다 따져가다 보면 머리만 아파오게 되거든. 그래서 뭐가 뭔지 모르게 될 때가 있어. 도덕적 규범이니 근본적인 원인이 뭐니 생각하다 보면 다 흐려지거든. 내 마음에 터질 것 같은 응어린 그대로인데. 그럴 땐 마음 가는 대로만 꿰뚫는 거야. 더 알려고 하지도 않고 알 필요도 없어. 그게 편한 거야.
롤랑의 해결사로서의 조언인 거야?
뭐 그렇지? 내가 좋아하는 말이 있어. 그건 그거고 이건 이거다. 모든 이들의 사정을 떠안을 수 있는 세상이 아니야.
차념한 듯한 말이네.
당연히 체념한 지 오래지. 그래도 역시 그게 편하더라고. 흘러가는 대로 몸을 맡기는 거지.
조언은 고마워. 나도 좀 더 생각해봐야겠어. 하지만 그건 그거고 이건 이거다라는 말은 잠시 위안이 될 수 있어도 구원받을 수 있는 말은 아닌 것 같네.
뭐 받아들이는 것도 각자의 방식이 있는 거니까. 책은 여기 두고 갈 테니 앞으로도 잘 부탁해.
Alright. Got new abnormality pages, got an assistant librarian, new assignment been added. And we're officially an urban legend. And I savor the magnificent fragrance of the sacrifice which fills my room.
안개 속에 무너진 둥지는 결국 누구 손에 들어갈 것 같나?
오랜만에 죄다 죽어가는 상황을 보아하니 저도 예측은 못하겠네요, 원더보스. 하지만 적어도 검지가 노른자를 차지하게 둘 수 없다는 건 확실하죠.
그렇지. 그래도 중지와 약지 그리고 소지는 적어도 이 항쟁에 끼어들 여유가 없어 보이니 다행이군.
I'm assuming that's referring to fingers of a hand.
이야기 들어보셨어요? 이번에 도시전설로 지정된 도서관이요. 어쩌면 이 둥지와 밀접한 관련이 있을지 몰라요.
이야기해보게.
이제 슬슬 제대로 된 흐름에 들어갈 것 같은데?
무슨 흐름?
이대로만 가면 곧 도서관은 하나협회에 의해 도시전설로 지정될 거야. 싸구려 도시괴담들은 차고 넘치지. 어느 것이 진실인지 허구인지 굉장히 모호해. 무엇보다 도시괴담 대부분이 사실관계를 파헤치고 보면 생각보다 시시해서 재미없거든. 도시괴담이 재밌어지기 시작하는 건 도시전설로 인정받기 시작했을 때부터야.
또 필요 이상으로 돌려 말하네. 협회에서 지정한 등급이 상승한다면 전보다 정보의 가치가 높은 손님들이 온다는 거지?
그거야. 모름지기 도시에서 일이 벌어진다 하면 도시 전설부터 시작되는 거지. 어릴 땐 말이야, 할머니가 들려주던 도시 전설 이야기만 들어도 벌벌 떨었던 적이 있거든. 짜증나게 옛날 생각나네.
가족?
그래, 뭐 아무도 남지 않았지만.
지금은 가족이 없다는 거야?
이제 곁에는 한 명도 없어. 난 할머니 손에 길러졌거든. 부모님은 어떻게 돌아가셨는지도 모르고 할머니는 어느 날 사라졌고. 그리고 또 아니다, 뭐 평범한 이야기야.
무슨 말이 하고 싶단 거야?
전에 말했었지. 너의 목적은 자유를 얻기 위한 책이라고.
맞아. 난 이곳에서 나갈 수 있는 자유와 살아갈 수 있는 자유를 원해. 그리고 잊어버릴 수 있는 자유도.
그러면 책을 모으는 이유에는 완전한 자유를 찾는 것밖에 없는 거야?
반은 맞고 반은 틀려. 난 오랜 시간 땅속에 처박힌 채로 파편적인 정보들만을 주워 담을 뿐이었지. 똑같은 이야기만을 들어왔고 반복해서 보아왔어. 이제는 새로운 이야기를 듣고 싶어. 새로운 얼굴들을 보고 싶고. 그래서 세상의 모든 것이 담긴 책을 원해. 그리고 동시에 작은 복수를 원하지.
복수라. 무엇에 대한?
나를 이 꼴로 만든 가증스러운 사람과 세상에 대한 복수. 그 사람이 꿈꿨던 것을 철저히 무너뜨리고 나서야 비로소 내 자유가 완성되는 것일 테지.
이 붉은 초대장을 따라가다 보면 네가 원하는 자유와 복수에 닿게 된다는 거지?
정확히는 자유와 복수를 이루어줄 책을 얻게 되는 거야. 어떤 형태로 내 소망이 이루어질지는 나도 모르지만 나와 도서관을 완성시켜줄 단 하나의 책. 내가 원하는 모든 것이 적혀있을 그 단 하나의 책을 찾게 된다면 해결될 테지.
잠깐, 책만 찾으면 될 거라고? 방법을 확실히 아는 게 아니야?
확실히 아는 것은 하나야. 이 초대장의 끝에서 나는 나로서 완전해질 것이라는 것이지. 도서관은 무한한 공간이야. 무한히 손님들의 책을 추출하고 소장할 수 있어.
하지만 목적 없이 쓰레기만 가득한 책들을 수집하는 것은 굉장히 비효율적이잖아. 그래서 전에 말했듯 초대장이 도서관에서 내가 원하는 책에 도달할 수 있는 길로 인도해 주는 거지.
그 단 하나의 책을 얻었다 쳐. 그런데 결국에 그 책이 너를 어떤 형태로 완전하게 해줄지 모르는 것이고.
그런 건 상관없어. 결과만을 얻을 수 있다면 만족해.
무서울 정도의 집념이구만. 예술 분야 지정 사서 내자흐.
Alright, we're now at the floor of art. Go figure, it's this guy.
엄청 퍼질러져 있는데?
Alright, patron librarian of art, Netzach.
야, 책도 어질러져 있고 일할 생각이 없어 보이는구만. 저기요, 지정 사서 내자흐 씨. 네가 이렇게 비협조적이면 난 엔젤라한테 칼군당해. 일어나 주십시오.
모든 힘을 쏟아부었는데 그게 다 망가진 기분 알아요? 정말 열심히 모래성을 만들었는데 파도에 다 뭉개져 버렸어요.
모래성을 부숴버린 건 보나마나 엔젤라겠군.
또다시 눈을 뜨고 이번에도 원치 않는 일에 부름을 받았네요. 잠시 내버려둬요. 다시 잠들고 싶으니까.
아이고 머리야, 어째 하나같이 엔젤라를 싫어하나. 제발 도와주라, 같은 처지끼리.
당신도 참 불쌍하네요. 어쩌다 이런 곳에 흘러와서.
그치? 나도 내가 불쌍하다고 생각해. 그러니까 제발, 우리 같이 힘내서 일합시다.
아시다시피 전 예술의 층을 담당한 지정사서 내자흐예요.
나도 정식으로 인사할게. 엔젤라를 도와 도서관 일을 하고 있는 롤란이야.
어떻게 맡은 일들이 하나같이 저와 맞지 않는 것뿐일까요?
그러게 말이다. 나도 도서관에서 일하게 될 줄은 몰랐는데. 아무튼 내가 책을 가져다 주면 넌 예술에 대한 책을 분류하는 거지?
그렇다고 하더라고요. 통성명은 끝났으니 이제 돌아가 주실래요?
저기 눕는 건 좋은데 일은 제대로 해줄 거지?
안 하고 싶어도 안 할 수가 없는 몸이네요.
믿고 있을게. 꼭 제대로 일 해줘야 한다.
So Roland's met his match, finding someone that's even more easygoing and lazy. Alright, floor of art open. We now have another patron librarian, which is Netzach. I'm not going to gear him up right now. Anyway, we have to find a particular book for that. Oh, also we now have the Keter stuff to do. Give me a moment. Alright, well let's dive into this and see what happens. Roland, what do you even have right now? Yun's hunch, and then a bunch of paralysis stuff. Alright. And we have access to Bloodbath. Alright. The Heart of Aspiration. Alright. My body would be filled with energy whenever I got this thing's help. That thing can give power? Huh. Does it feel like having 2 hearts or something. So I think was an item in the Lobotomy Corporation, which I avoided using majority of the items in that game because they were terrifying. And a lot of the side effects usually involve death. Alright, so we have the Lungs of Craving. Lose 4 HP if the character did not deal damage for a scene. Alright. Okay, so yeah, there are 2 lungs and then the heart. All of them are immune to stagger. They cannot take stagger damage. The heart is vulnerable to everything. And the lungs just take normal damage. Okay, I'm not sure what to expect here. Retracting beats. So this thing will just kind of die on its own if it doesn't do damage. The heart, on the other hand, is just going to... Okay, so I think the heart is just going to get in our way, looks like. At least for now. Alright, so they're ganging up on her, that's fine. So as long as this thing does no damage, it will take 4 damage. So we'll do that. These things are immune to stagger, so I will not be able to get anything from that. But I can inflict bleed. Not sure what's going to happen with this one. Three to 4, okay. Chances are I'm going to end up running into the heart first. I got hit. Alright. Nothing happened there. Okay, that worked out. Sort of. So this one's bleeding now and took extra damage because it didn't actually do any damage that round. Okay, pulsations. I'm expecting this thing to do something big once it gets to 3 light, and since I can't stagger it, it's going to inevitably get to that point. Alright. So they're ganging up that way again. Alright. So what we're going to do here is, what is it? 1 to 3, 1 to 2, and alright. We'll do that. And then you, unfortunately, are just going to get hit, so there's not anything we can do about that. But good luck. Alright. Take 2 to 5 less slash damage when hit. On 3 successful attacks on the same target, do stagger damage. I don't know if the stagger damage really matters. Also, I haven't really been paying attention. I think the attacks have been piercing, not slashing. So, sure, I'll do Pale Hands and see what happens. Alright, nothing there. Yeah, it's all piercing. Alright. Lungs are almost taken care of. Alright, go for gold. So this thing has Pale Hands. Oh, right. Not that it matters, it's not going to live long enough. Alright. Ally gains 3 haste. Gains 3 strength and haste. And this does slashing. Okay. this thing's doing a bunch of piercing. Okay. Let's take out that lung. And then this thing, 4 to 6. We'll do that. See if we can hold ourselves off. One down. Okay. So the bleeding finished off that one. So all we got left is the heart. And that ended pretty quickly for a fight against weird creatures, huh? Alright. So back to pulsations. Alright, well, I'll just let myself build up a little bit. And then I'll do gut harvesting on you. Okay, get some bleed. Yeah, so every time they do an offensive roll, that's when the bleeding kicks in. So while this thing's defending, it's actually not gonna. It's just gonna build up bleed. You're out of juice. Okay. Same thing as before. 4 to 6, huh? You're out of juice. Well, you're gonna get hit pretty hard. Have fun. Something's happening with the heart here. I'm guessing because it's low on health. That's my only guess. But it's terrifying nonetheless. There we go. That was alright. Alright. Okay. Pulsation. Excessive aspiration would bring about unwarranted frenzy. So yeah, the item was kind of strange. I don't remember what stats it increased. But what ends up happening is if you didn't do certain actions while you had it equipped and try to return it, you would just go berserk. And I think there was another situation where you would actually just die. So it's pretty rough. Anyway, excessive aspirations would bring about unwarranted frenzy. All allies gain 1 to 2 strength at the end of each scene. At the end of each scene, if the librarian did not deal any damage with the offensive dice, lose 25% of max HP. So, yeah, max 30. Aspiration, when borrowed, its rate of contraction will double, enhancing the borrower's vigor and strength. Single ally, increase max HP by 15%. Current HP increases accordingly, gain 1 to 2 speed. So this is just a raw stat increase. That's kind of nice. Fervent beats. A heart without an owner, it still beats even after being removed from its body. The selected librarian dies at the end of the 3rd scene after this page was chosen. Gain 4 strength, endurance, haste, and protection each scene until death. All stagger damage resistances change to ineffective. So you give this to somebody and they die in 3 turns essentially. But essentially on that 3rd turn they should have I don't know if it stacks or not, but in any case 4 strength means 4 to all offensive dice, endurance will give 4 to all defense dice, protection will reduce all damage by 4, and haste would increase speed by 4. And then of course making it all staggers be ineffective means they will never be staggered. So that's actually kind of neat, but of course after 3 turns you just explode.
엔젤라, 다들 불렀어.
Definitely like the art style. It's kind of neat. I also like how this game kind of goes even deeper in the lore about the setting, because obviously there's only bits and pieces you got from Lobotomy Corporation.
말쿠트, 예소드, 네짜우, 그리고 호드. 오랜만에 다 같이 있는 모습을 보게 되네. 엔젤라,
우리를 한 곳에 모아놓고서는 무슨 짓을 하려는 거죠?
특별한 건 아니야. 그냥 서로 얼굴 보자고 자리를 마련한 거지.
그래. 자자, 다들 얼굴 풀자고.
우리는 당신과 할 얘기가 없어요.
아니, 난 있어. 빛을 회수하는 과정에 문제가 있어.
손님을 죽여 책으로 만드는 게 싫은 거지? 너희가 직접 고통받기도 싫고 말이야.
맞아. 아무리 손님들이 자신의 발로 도서관에 들어왔다 해도 또다시 사람을 죽음으로 내몰면서 일을 하는 건 말도 안 돼.
100명을 죽이는 건 괜찮으면서 101명을 죽이는 게 문제가 있다고 말하는 거야?
I tried not to kill that many. Then again, the clerks were. Yeah, it probably reached 100.
위선자들. 날 너희와 같이 취급하지 않으면 좋겠어. 난 적어도 그들에게 동의를 구하거든. 할 말 있니, 넷짱?
우리는 그게 마지막이라고 생각했어. 더 이상은
어쩔 수 없어, 넷자흐. 우리가 할 수 있는 말은 없는 거야.
엔젤라, 당신은 끝까지 냉정하고 비정하네요.
감정적으로 몰아붙이지 마. 너희도 이런 방법밖에 없다고 속으로 인정하고 있는 걸 알아. 이러고 싶지 않았다면 처음부터 거래를 하지 말았어야지. 다들 나가도록 해.
Well, that get together didn't go so well. In any case, we have access to new abnormality pages, another assistant librarian, and our emotion level threshold's now 3. Definitely curious to see if it's just going to be a mix of the various abnormality pages, because now we have 2 different abnormalities to play around with. I definitely like the heart one because it's at least it's more consistent, I guess, is the best thing. Like, it has a price, but what you gain from it, it's pretty straightforward. It's just like, hey, have some extra stats. Bloodbath, of course, is very limited to based off certain attacks, like obviously resistance to slashing. The other card wasn't too bad though. And then, of course, like the ones we just recently did, one of them only works with blunt stuff, and one of them only works with defending cards in most cases. Alright, so we now have to unlock all the middle floors. Rise to the rank of Urban Plague, and then rise to the rank of Urban Nightmare. Alright. Okay, yeah, and these cards have different rankings, so I'm guessing we'll have access to the rank 1s whenever it pops up, but usually you only get the choice of between 3 cards, so who knows. We do have another character, so now we have 3 librarians to play around with. We'll see how that goes. Beyond that, complete an act where after 3 librarians have reached emotion level 2. We actually got this when we were dealing with the previous invitation, because I lost one of the battles and had to bring in a new team, and those team members did get to the next emotional level. So we actually met that requirement. So that's good. But we're not gonna be able to do anything with the Assad until we're done with Malkuth's 3rd story. And we're not even done with the 2nd story yet, so it'll be a little while before we get to mess around with any of that. We also have a new character for Floor of Literature that we still need to deal with as well, so I'll deal with that later. In any case, we're now up to Urban Legend. I don't think there's anything new here. There isn't. One thing I will note, Streetlight Office. I'm a little curious. Well, I don't think we got one of those books. We did not. So I'm kind of curious to see what the Streetlight Office has. I think it might be just generic books for that particular group. Besides that, though, we of course have this, which requires Book of Lulu, Book of Mars, and that's it. So I'll probably need to go and grind some of those, so I can have some more on hand, just in case I do lose a battle. Alright, so until then, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm the Depressed Leroy. This was Library of Ruina. See you guys later.